I was joking about being alone. It got serious when those alien twin girls tried to claim me. Liam Carter had always joked about being alone. He lived in a small human colony station near the edge of explored space, where most travelers were aliens. Humans were rare here, and Liam often laughed to himself, saying he would probably never meet anyone who understood him. He liked the quiet and the machines. He liked fixing things and listening to signals from distant stars. Life was simple, predictable, and safe, or so he thought. One ordinary morning, Liam was checking the outer sensor arrays when the alarms went off. Lights flashed red across the control panels. A small shuttle was dropping out of the sky, spinning, and it looked like it would crash straight onto the maintenance platform. Liam's heart jumped, but he ran outside, grabbing a repair harness and a few emergency tools. The shuttle hit the ground with a loud thud, smoke rising in small clouds. Liam could see two figures struggling to get out. They were not human. They were similar, like twins, tall and slender, with pale blue skin and eyes that glowed faintly gold. Their hair shimmered like silver strands of light. Liam froze for a moment. He had seen alien species in reports and in training, but nothing like this. They staggered toward him. One of them, the one with a slightly sharper face, spoke first in a strange language, but it sounded musical, almost like singing. Liam shook his head. "I don't understand," he said. The other twin grabbed his arm, not roughly, but with a grip that surprised him. Liam felt a jolt of energy, like the touch was stronger than it should be. "Hey, careful," he said, trying to pull his arm back, but they didn't let go. Then one of them tilted her head and said something else, pointing to him, then to herself, then back to him. It was a gesture, simple but deliberate. Liam realized slowly that they were not trying to harm him. They were marking him. He blinked. "What? No, I'm not. I mean, I don't. I'm just here to help." The twins did not seem to care about his words. They were quiet for a moment, then one of them touched his shoulder, this time lightly, almost like a handshake. The other twin mirrored her action. Liam felt warmth, not cold, from them. "Okay, this is weird," he muttered to himself. He opened the shuttle and started helping them out. Their bodies were flexible, almost ethereal. They moved differently than humans, bending in ways that seemed impossible. Liam worked quickly, securing the shuttle's damaged hull so it would not collapse further. Once they were safely out, Liam stepped back and asked, "Are you okay? Do you need medical help?" The twins nodded, but not like humans. Their nods were slow and deliberate, almost ceremonial. Liam noticed they were looking at him together in a synchronized way. It made him uncomfortable. He cleared his throat. "I'm just a human engineer. I don't usually deal with alien emergencies." They looked at him, and suddenly Liam felt a strange pressure, like they were reading him. He shivered. It was not fear. It was curiosity, intense and direct. He realized slowly that they were not ordinary aliens. They were something special, something proud. He led them into the station's infirmary. "Sit here," he said. "I'll check for injuries." The twins sat, still together, their eyes following his every move. Liam took out medical tools, scanners, and first aid kits. He treated their minor burns and bruises while they remained perfectly still, observing him. At one point, one of them reached out and touched his hand as he passed a tool. Liam froze, and the twins' gaze held him in place for a moment longer than necessary. "Okay," he whispered to himself. "This is really not normal." He finished checking them and finally stepped back. They both stood and bowed slightly in unison. Liam almost laughed. "I didn't do anything heroic. I just saved you from crashing." Then, in a low, musical tone, one of the twins spoke. Liam could not understand the words, but the sound was soft and commanding. The other twin mirrored it. Liam felt a strange pull, almost like the sound was trying to tell him something beyond words. He rubbed his eyes. I don't know what you want from me." The twins ignored his confusion. They moved closer, still together, and one of them extended her hand. Liam hesitated. "Look, I'm not, you can't just—" But the words caught in his throat. The touch was gentle, but the meaning behind it was heavy, almost like a claim. He backed up slightly. "I'm just a human. I don't belong in your world. I'm not." His voice trailed off. The twins tilted their heads as if they were both puzzled and amused. Liam realized that they had interpreted his hesitation as a kind of test. "What is going on here?" he whispered to himself. He felt a mixture of fear and awe. They were beautiful, otherworldly, and something about their attention made him feel exposed. He wanted to pull away, but he also could not. He spent the next hour trying to calm the situation. He prepared food, offered water, and spoke slowly in the hope they would understand gestures more than words. The twins ate very little, moving as if every action was measured and important. Liam realized they were watching him as much as he was watching them. By the time evening came, Liam was exhausted. The twins sat quietly in the infirmary, their hands occasionally brushing against each other. He sat nearby, pretending to check his tools, but he could feel their eyes on him constantly. Finally, one of them leaned forward, touched his hand lightly, and gave a soft sound that he almost recognized as a laugh. Liam blinked. "Oh no," he muttered. "This is not happening." He walked toward the station window and looked at the stars. He had joked before about being alone forever, but now being alone seemed impossible. He realized that these aliens had decided something about him. He did not understand the rules, but the weight of their attention felt serious. He tried to call human command, but the message delay made communication slow. He explained as best he could that he had 2 unknown alien passengers, and they seemed fixated on him. Command replied with a polite warning: avoid escalation and keep them safe. Await further instructions. It did not feel helpful. Liam sat back and watched them. Sina and Lyra, the twins, had moved closer to each other, forming a small circle of quiet power. He could not explain why, but he felt that the galaxy had shifted slightly in that room around him. He, a simple human engineer, was suddenly the center of something much bigger than himself. He remembered his own joke, always alone, no one ever noticing him. He laughed softly, a little bitterly. "Well," he said, "looks like I was wrong." The twins stood together, mirrored and calm, and Liam realized that what had started as a joke might be the most serious situation of his life. He had not yet understood what claiming meant in their culture, but he could feel its weight. He felt both fear and strange pride. The night came. Liam prepared a small room for them with basic comfort. They accepted it without words. He lay awake on his cot, listening to their quiet breathing, thinking about how quickly life had changed. He had joked about being alone, but now he was caught in a situation that could define his future in ways he could not yet see. As the stars shone outside the station, Liam knew one thing clearly: this was no longer a joke, and the twins, Sina and Lyra, had just started their claim. He did not know if he was ready, but he also realized that there was no turning back. He closed his eyes, trying to rest. Tomorrow, he thought, would be harder. Tomorrow, he would have to face the truth of what it meant to be noticed, to be claimed, and perhaps to become something the galaxy would remember. The station was quiet. Only the faint hum of machines and the soft golden glow of alien eyes in the infirmary reminded him that he was no longer alone. The joke had become real. The morning light came slowly to the station, filtering through the wide observation windows. Liam Carter woke early, feeling restless. He glanced at Sina and Lyra, who were already awake. They sat together on a low bench, their hands lightly touching, and their golden eyes focused on him. Liam realized they had been watching him all night, silently, as if learning the patterns of a human. He rubbed his face and muttered, "Well, I guess humans aren't the only early risers." Sina and Lyra tilted their heads in perfect unison, their expressions curious. Liam tried to smile, but it felt awkward. He had never dealt with beings like them before, and he had no idea how to explain human habits or boundaries. He decided to start simple. He gestured toward the small dining area and said, "Breakfast." "It's nothing fancy, just eggs and nutrient paste." The twins looked at the food, sniffed lightly, and then sat. They ate slowly, watching him closely. Every gesture, every movement he made seemed to hold their attention completely. Liam could feel it pressing on him like a gentle weight. "So," he said, trying to start a conversation, "I'm human. That means I live simply, I eat simple, I fix things, and I don't do fancy rituals or claim people. I'm kind of boring." Sina gave a soft sound that Liam guessed was laughter. Lyra mirrored it perfectly. He realized they found his words strange but entertaining. He decided to teach them small things about humans. He showed them how to use the station's simple computers, how to brew synthetic coffee, how to maintain the machinery. They learned quickly, their long fingers precise, their minds sharp. Liam was impressed. It was not just learning. They seemed to absorb everything, thinking carefully about each detail. While teaching, Liam noticed small gestures that felt like bonding. Sina would lightly touch the same tool he was holding. Lyra would match his movements, as if coordinating with him. It was unsettling, but also oddly comforting. Liam whispered to himself, Okay, this is not just curiosity. They are serious about me. Later, Liam tried to explain human friendships. Humans care about each other, sure, he said, but we don't claim someone in the way you seem to mean. Friendship is a choice, not a rule. It's about respect, trust, and shared moments. Sina and Lyra listened intently. Their eyes glowed slightly brighter. He realized slowly that they were trying to understand, but through the lens of their own culture, where claiming was a sacred bond. Liam sighed and leaned back in his chair. This is complicated. I never thought my life would include being noticed by alien twins. He rubbed his temples. The twins seemed to sense his stress. Sina placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Lyra mirrored the gesture. It was soothing, and Liam felt a strange warmth. A small alarm chimed. The station's sensors detected another ship approaching. Liam checked the monitors and saw a small diplomatic vessel. Alien representatives were arriving, apparently aware of the crash and curious about the twins' companion. Liam's stomach tightened. He was human, alone, and suddenly in the middle of alien politics. He met the representatives in the observation deck. They were tall, armored, and spoke formally. One of them said, "The twins have marked a human. This is significant. We must observe protocol." Liam nodded, trying to seem calm. He had no idea what protocol required, but he knew it involved him. The representatives looked at Sina and Lyra, then back at him. "Protocol?" Liam asked. I'm just a human engineer. I fixed your ship." "I didn't do anything important." The representatives shook their heads. One said, "In our culture, saving a life is noble, but the twins' choice is deliberate. The human now holds symbolic weight." Liam's eyes widened. He had never expected to carry symbolic weight in any culture, let alone one from the edge of explored space. The twins spoke softly in their musical language. Liam could not understand, but he noticed how their voices echoed together. He realized the twins were explaining him to the representatives. They spoke of his courage, his calmness, his strange bravery that humans carried quietly. The representatives nodded, clearly impressed. Liam felt both pride and embarrassment. "Wait," he said, "you mean I'm supposed to be important?" One representative smiled faintly. "Not just important, you represent humanity's potential. Your honesty and courage reflect the strength of your species." Liam blinked. He had always thought humans were weak compared to other spacefaring species. Now these aliens were saying humans had value, quiet, slow, persistent value. As the day passed, Liam realized the twins' attention was not about obsession. It was about trust, about recognition, about a bond their culture considered sacred. He felt overwhelmed. Every small gesture mattered. Every glance, every touch carried meaning he had never imagined. He began to understand that being noticed by them was both a gift and a responsibility. He tried to contact Human Command again. The message was delayed as usual, and the reply was cautious. "Avoid escalation," they said. "Keep the aliens safe and report observations." Liam read the words and laughed softly. Avoid escalation, he thought. He was in the center of a cultural storm, and Command could only tell him to be careful. He spent the evening teaching Sina and Lyra more about human life. They learned about music, about games, about how humans solved problems with creativity rather than force. Liam noticed that the twins were not just learning. They were comparing, analyzing, and adjusting. They looked at humans as something both fragile and surprisingly brave. Liam felt the shift inside himself, too. He had always joked about being alone, about living quietly without attention. Now, he was central in a situation that involved alien customs, politics, and culture. He had to consider their feelings, their interpretations, and his own safety. The joke about being alone felt foolish. He was no longer alone. That night, he prepared a small workspace for the twins. They accepted it without protest, but Liam noticed a new intensity in their eyes. They were still together, their hands touching lightly, their attention always on him. Liam lay awake, thinking about what tomorrow might bring. He knew humans were capable of courage, but he had never felt tested in this way. As he drifted to sleep, he thought about the lessons of the day. Humans were seen as fragile by many species, but their strength lay in honesty, in empathy, in calmness under pressure. He realized that his simple actions, helping the twins, speaking honestly, remaining calm, had already earned respect beyond anything he had imagined. Outside, the stars shone cold and distant. Inside, the warmth of Sina and Lyra's presence reminded Liam that he was no longer a joke to anyone. The galaxy had started noticing humans through him. He felt a mixture of fear and pride. He had joked about being alone, but the truth was clear. He had been noticed, and he could not ignore it. Liam fell asleep finally, the twins at rest nearby, and the hum of the station's machines carrying him into dreams he could not have imagined. The joke was over. The serious part of life had begun. The morning came with a soft pink light, and Liam Carter woke to find Sina and Lyra already awake, standing side by side and watching him as he stretched. He had begun to accept that their attention was constant, and that whatever joke he had made about being alone had ended the moment they arrived. Outside, the station's sensors had detected more alien ships approaching. Liam knew that this meant the situation was getting serious. The twins' people were sending representatives, and Liam realized that he, a simple human engineer, had become part of something much bigger. He sighed, trying to calm his nerves. When the first delegation arrived, they were tall, regal, and carried themselves with authority. Their uniforms were dark, and their eyes glowed faintly in the dim light. Liam met them in the observation deck. One of the leaders, a female named Selara, spoke first. "Liam Carter," she said, her voice even and commanding, "your presence here has drawn attention. The twins have claimed you. This is not a matter of simple companionship. You are now part of our cultural honor system." Liam blinked. I don't understand," he said. "I'm just a human. I didn't mean to." Selara raised a hand, and Liam fell silent. "Intent is irrelevant. Your actions and your presence carry meaning. The twins have chosen you, and this choice is respected. It cannot be undone lightly." He felt a chill. He had never been important in any human sense, and now aliens were treating him as a figure of significance. He looked at Sina and Lyra. They stood together, calm, their golden eyes fixed on him. He felt a mixture of fear and pride. "I'm not ready for this," he admitted quietly. "I don't even know your rules." Selara nodded. "Then you will learn, you must. Humans are known for their courage in small ways, but this is a larger stage. Your choices matter not only to you, but to our people and perhaps beyond." Over the next few hours, Liam was guided through alien customs. The twins explained things slowly in gestures, sounds, and mirrored movements. Liam tried to follow, but it was overwhelming. At one point, he sat down heavily and whispered to himself, "Okay, calm down, Liam. You're just a human. You can handle humans, you can handle machines, maybe aliens too." The representatives observed him closely. They tested his patience, his honesty, his courage in small exercises. Sina and Lyra stayed by his side, sometimes mirroring his actions, sometimes guiding him subtly. Liam realized they were training him, not in weapons, but in understanding. The way he responded to pressure, to fear, to confusion was being measured. In one session, a small simulation was activated. Holographic enemies appeared, and Liam had to guide the twins through simple maneuvers. He was not trained as a warrior, but his quick thinking and calm approach allowed them to succeed. The representatives watched quietly, nodding. Liam realized slowly that humans, even when unarmed, could be valuable in ways other species might not understand. His courage was quiet, subtle, and effective. After the simulation, Sina touched his shoulder gently. Liam felt a wave of warmth. Lyra mirrored her, and Liam realized that the twins' bond with him was growing stronger. He felt a strange pride, a sense that he was being seen as he had never been seen before. Later, Liam met the representatives again. Selara spoke, her tone respectful. "Humans are underestimated," she said. "Yet one such as you shows that courage, honesty, and calm can influence outcomes. You have earned our attention. You have earned respect." Liam's chest swelled. He had always thought humans weak. Now he realized that humans had strength of a different kind. It was quiet, subtle, and often overlooked, but it was powerful. He felt proud to be human, proud to represent a species that could be underestimated yet still survive and thrive. The twins were quiet that evening. They studied him, but they did not touch him. Liam sensed their focus had shifted. He understood they were learning more about him, about humans, and about the way humans acted under pressure. He felt a new weight on his shoulders. His actions mattered not only for himself, but for his species' image in the galaxy. He tried to teach them human humor. He told small jokes and made silly gestures. The twins did not laugh at first, but Sina tilted her head and let out a sound that Liam guessed was amusement. Lyra mirrored it perfectly. He laughed quietly to himself. Even in these strange circumstances, he could still share simple joy. The next day, news came that a human shuttle was approaching. Liam was nervous. He had not expected reinforcements, and he was unsure how human command would react to his situation. When the shuttle docked, two human officers arrived. They were shocked to find Liam in the middle of alien representatives and the twins. "Liam, what is going on?" one asked, her voice a mix of surprise and concern. Liam explained briefly. "I didn't plan any of this," he said. The twins claimed me and now I'm important to them. I don't know what to do." The officers exchanged worried glances. One said, "We never expected humans to be claimed like this. We thought humans were weak in this sector. Clearly, we underestimated you." Liam smiled faintly. "That's the understatement of the century." The twins observed quietly as the humans spoke. Sina and Lyra's eyes glowed faintly gold, synchronized, as if silently noting every word. Liam realized that even his species was now part of their study. His quiet bravery, his calm honesty, his ability to remain steady under scrutiny, everything was being measured. Over the next hours, discussions grew tense. The alien representatives debated the rules of claiming. The human officers tried to explain human independence. Liam stayed calm, listening to both sides. He realized that his voice, his decisions, mattered in a way he had never imagined. Humans were being watched, and he was their representative. He finally spoke carefully. "I am a human. I have my own choices. I respect the twins and I respect your rules, but I need to stay myself. I cannot just follow customs blindly." The room went silent. Even the twins seemed to pause. Then Sina made a soft sound approvingly. Lyra mirrored it. The representatives exchanged nods. Liam felt a strange pride. He was not only human, but a human who could stand his ground, calmly and respectfully. As the night fell, Liam looked out the observation window. The stars seemed distant, but he felt closer to the galaxy than ever before. He understood that humans were not weak. Even when small, simple, or alone, they could influence events, survive pressure, and earn respect. He had joked about being alone, but now he realized that humans had quiet strength that no one should underestimate. Sina and Lyra stood silently behind him. He felt their presence as a steady, calm support. He knew the twins had claimed him, but he also understood that claiming was not control. It was recognition. It was trust. And for the first time in his life, Liam felt truly seen. He lay down later, exhausted but awake, thinking about the day's lessons. Humans were underestimated, but one human could still make a difference. He, Liam Carter, had learned that courage did not always roar. Sometimes it was quiet, subtle, and persistent. Sometimes it was simply staying true to yourself in front of beings who expected you to break. Outside, the stars shone steadily. Inside, Liam felt a calm warmth from the twins. He had survived scrutiny, uncertainty, and cultural pressure. He had stayed human, honest, and brave. And he knew that tomorrow, whatever challenges came, humans had earned a new place in the galaxy. For the first time, Liam realized that being noticed, being important, and being brave could all exist at once. He had joked about being alone, but now he was central to something much bigger than himself. The galaxy had started paying attention, and humans were not as weak as anyone had assumed. He closed his eyes, letting sleep take him, ready for whatever would come next. The journey was only beginning, and he, a simple human engineer, was at the center of a story that might change the way the galaxy saw humanity forever. The day started quietly. But Liam Carter knew it would not stay that way. He had learned much about Sina and Lyra, about their culture, and about how humans were being noticed for the first time by the twins' people. Today, however, would test him in ways he could not yet understand. Aliens from the twins' council arrived, larger in number and more formal than before. They moved with precise steps, their golden eyes scanning the station as if measuring everything. Liam felt a weight on his shoulders. He was still a human, simple and alone in his life before this moment, and now he was central to alien decisions that could ripple across the galaxy. Selara, the council leader, approached him. "Liam Carter," she said, her tone firm. "The twins' claim carries obligations. You must publicly accept or reject this claim. Refusal will dishonor them and may cause political consequences. Consider carefully." Liam felt a shock. Accept or reject. It seemed so simple, but he realized the gravity of the choice. If he rejected, the twins could be shamed and conflict might arise. If he accepted blindly, he would lose his independence. He looked at Sina and Lyra. They stood together, their hands lightly touching, calm but expectant. He took a deep breath. I cannot blindly accept or reject, he said quietly. I am human. I respect your culture and the twins' feelings, but I also have my own choices, my own limits. The council was silent. Humans were rarely direct in these situations. Liam's calm honesty was unusual, even impressive. Solara studied him, then nodded slowly. This is unprecedented, she said. Your clarity and respect are remarkable. Liam felt a strange mixture of pride and fear. He had never sought attention or power, yet now his words carried weight. He realized that humans could influence events not by force, but by honesty and courage. He also realized that his decision would define not only his future, but the future of human relations with this species. Sina stepped forward, her golden eyes fixed on Liam. We understand your need for choice, she said softly in her musical voice. Lyra mirrored her perfectly. Liam felt the warmth of their presence. They were not demanding obedience. They were showing trust. He nodded. I will stand with you, but I will do so as myself. I cannot be claimed in ways that erase who I am. I hope that is acceptable. The council murmured among themselves. Liam saw surprise, respect, and even a hint of admiration in their expressions. Solara spoke again. Then you propose a new understanding, one that balances your independence with the twins' traditions. This is courageous. Liam swallowed, courageous. He had only spoken the truth, yet he realized that courage was not always loud. Sometimes it was quiet, firm, and honest. Over the next hours, Liam helped negotiate the new agreement. He worked with human officers, alien representatives, and the twins. Every word, every gesture, every small detail mattered. Liam guided discussions calmly, showing that humans could reason, compromise, and stand firm without aggression. The twins' people were initially skeptical, claiming had never allowed such freedom. Liam's insistence on maintaining his independence while respecting the twins' bond challenged long-held traditions. Yet his calm, honest approach, combined with his quiet courage during earlier exercises, impressed them. Slowly, they began to see the possibility of a new understanding. Sina and Lyra stayed close. Their synchronized presence reminded Liam that they trusted him, that they were allies, not just observers. Their quiet support strengthened him. He realized that human bravery was not just about facing enemies. It was about facing fear, uncertainty, and responsibility, and remaining true to oneself. As negotiations continued, some council members suggested that humans could be controlled more easily if claimed fully. Liam stood firm. Humans have strength in freedom, he said. Control diminishes trust. Respect and understanding build it. If you wish to honor the twins' claim, allow it to coexist with my independence. There was silence. The room held its breath. Sina and Lyra touched his hands lightly in a mirrored gesture. The council considered his words. Slowly, Solara nodded. Very well, this is a new path. Your approach demonstrates that courage and honesty can influence tradition without breaking it. Liam felt relief wash over him. He had done what he believed was right. He had stood for himself, for the twins, and for humanity. He realized that humans were often underestimated, but their quiet courage could change minds, even across cultures light years away. After the agreement, Liam spent time with the twins. They explored the station together, moving through corridors, checking systems, and sharing small moments of laughter. Sina demonstrated a kind of alien art, creating small glowing patterns with her hands. Lyra taught him a way to synchronize movements for balance and focus. Liam realized that humans could learn, adapt, and even bond with beings entirely different from themselves. Later, Liam spoke privately with human officers. I never expected humans to matter this way, he said. I thought we were small, weak, invisible. One officer nodded. You've shown that humans have a quiet strength. Courage is not always loud. Sometimes it is subtle, and that makes it powerful. Liam smiled. He had joked about being alone, but now he understood that humans could shine in ways no one expected. The day ended with Liam sitting in the observation deck, looking at the stars. Sina and Lyra sat nearby, their hands touching lightly, their golden eyes reflecting the distant light. Liam realized that he was no longer alone. He was part of something larger, a bridge between humans and another species, a symbol of courage and honesty. He whispered to himself, I've joked about being alone, but now it seems humans have power even when quiet. Maybe that's the real strength. The twins gave a soft, approving sound, synchronized. Liam felt a warmth that was more than physical. It was recognition, trust, and connection. That night, Liam prepared the twins' quarters with simple comforts. He checked their systems, made sure their environment was stable, and shared a quiet meal with them. They ate slowly, carefully, and occasionally touched his hands in a mirrored gesture. Liam realized that these small acts carried deep meaning in their culture. They were teaching him patience, respect, and the value of careful attention. He lay down later, exhausted but calm. He thought about the council, the negotiations, and his own choices. Humans were often underestimated, but their strength lay in honesty, courage, and the ability to stay calm under pressure. He had demonstrated that today. He had also earned the trust and respect of beings far more advanced and disciplined than himself. Outside, the stars continued to shine, distant and cold. Inside, Liam felt warmth from the twins' presence. He had faced uncertainty, cultural pressure, and the weight of responsibility, and he had remained human. He understood that humans could influence events, even across species, without violence. Courage and honesty were more powerful than many realized. As he closed his eyes, Liam thought about the journey ahead. Tomorrow might bring new challenges, but he felt ready. He was no longer a human alone at the edge of space. He was recognized, trusted, and capable. He had stood firm, and in doing so, he had shown the galaxy a new kind of human strength. The joke about being alone had ended. The serious part of life had begun. And Liam Carter, simple human engineer, had proven that even quiet courage could shape worlds, earn respect, and build connections across the stars. The morning sun of distant stars shone softly across the station, and Liam Carter woke with a sense of purpose. The past days had been filled with unexpected lessons, alien customs, and challenges that tested his patience, courage, and honesty. He was no longer just a human engineer joking about being alone. He was a representative of humanity in a galaxy that was beginning to notice human strength. Sina and Lyra were already awake, standing side by side near the observation window. Their golden eyes reflected the starry expanse outside, and their presence felt steady and calm. Liam realized how much he had grown to depend on their quiet support, just as they had grown to trust him. He smiled faintly, remembering the moment they first claimed him, how serious it had suddenly become, and how far they had all come. Today, the twins' council would hold a final meeting. The purpose was to formalize the new understanding between humans and their people, to recognize Liam's independent status while honoring the twins' claim. Liam felt nervous but prepared. He had learned to speak honestly, act calmly under pressure, and demonstrate human courage in small but meaningful ways. These skills would be tested one last time. When the council members arrived, Liam noticed the weight of expectation in their movements. Sina and Lyra were at his side, synchronized and calm, offering silent reassurance. Liam took a deep breath and entered the chamber. The council members greeted him formally, acknowledging both the twins and him. The atmosphere was tense but respectful. Solara, the leader, spoke first. Liam Carter, your actions have shown that humans possess courage and honesty beyond what many expect. You have demonstrated that independence can coexist with the traditions of our people. Today, we formalize this understanding. Liam nodded. I only tried to be honest, he said. I did what I thought was right. I respect your culture and the twins' choice, but I also needed to remain myself. The council members murmured, exchanging glances. It was clear that Liam's simple, honest words carried weight. He realized that humans were often underestimated, but their strength could be quiet and subtle. He had proven that even one human could influence the traditions of an entire alien culture without aggression or force. Sina stepped forward. The twins' claim of Liam Carter is recognized, she said softly, but it is understood that he retains his own choice, his own independence, and his own human ways. This balance honors both tradition and the individual. Lyra mirrored her statement. Liam felt warmth and pride at their words. The twins had learned as much about humans as he had about them. Trust had grown both ways. The council voted, formally acknowledging the agreement. Liam listened quietly as the final decision was spoken aloud. The twins' people accepted a new precedent. Claiming did not mean control, and human strength lay in their honesty, courage, and ability to remain calm under pressure. Liam realized that he had not only defended his own freedom, but had also set a standard for future human interactions across the galaxy. After the council, Liam returned to the station's observation deck with the twins. He felt a rare peace, a sense of accomplishment that was both quiet and profound. The past days had been challenging, but he had remained true to himself. He had respected the twins' culture while asserting his own human values. And in doing so, he had earned trust and recognition that no human engineer had ever expected. "I never thought humans could matter this much," Liam said softly. Sina tilted her head, and Lyra mirrored her, both giving approving sounds. Liam realized that the twins understood the importance of simple honesty and quiet courage, values humans had always carried but rarely demonstrated to other species. He spent the afternoon helping Sina and Lyra with station repairs and simple exercises in movement and balance. Their interactions were calm, synchronized, and full of small lessons. Liam taught them some human games and jokes. The twins laughed softly, their mirrored expressions almost musical. Liam realized that humor, trust, and shared learning were universal bridges between species. Later, Liam received a message from Human Command. They expressed surprise and respect at the situation's resolution. The humans recognized Liam's bravery and ability to maintain independence while building trust with the alien twins and their people. Liam felt a quiet pride. Humans had been underestimated, but now even distant species saw their value. As night fell, Liam walked through the station corridors with Sina and Lyra. The stars outside reflected in their eyes, golden and steady. He felt a sense of connection that went beyond words. The twins had chosen him, not to control, but to share trust and mutual respect. He had joked about being alone, but now he understood that humans had a power that could be subtle, persistent, and influential. He prepared the twins' quarters for the night, arranging simple comforts and ensuring everything was in order. Sina and Lyra accepted it without words, but touched his hands lightly in a mirrored gesture. Liam felt the warmth of their trust. He realized that even quiet, small acts of care carried meaning across species. Humans had strength not only in courage, but in empathy, patience, and respect. Liam sat near the observation window later, gazing at the stars. He thought about the past days, the crash, the claim, the council meetings, the negotiations, and the quiet moments of shared learning. He had grown, not in physical strength or power, but in understanding, courage, and respect. Humans had earned a new place in the galaxy, and he, Liam Carter, had played a role in that recognition. The twins joined him quietly, their hands brushing his. Liam smiled faintly. He no longer felt alone. He had built trust, shared knowledge, and faced challenges that had seemed impossible. He realized that being human meant having quiet strength, the kind that could earn respect across stars and species without violence or force. As he lay down to rest, Liam reflected on his journey. The joke about being alone had ended the moment Sina and Lyra arrived. Life had become serious, but in seriousness, he had found connection, trust, and recognition. Humans were capable of more than they, or others, had imagined. Even simple, quiet humans could change minds, influence cultures, and inspire respect. Outside, the stars continued to shine, cold and distant, yet Liam felt warmth and purpose. He knew that tomorrow might bring new challenges, but he was ready. He had stood firm, been honest, and remained human. He had faced uncertainty, cultural pressure, and responsibility, and he had emerged stronger, wiser, and recognized. The twins' hands rested lightly on his, synchronized and calm. Liam smiled, whispering, "I've joked about being alone for too long. Now I know humans have strength, courage, and heart that can reach even the farthest stars." The twins made soft, approving sounds, their golden eyes reflecting the stars. Liam felt a quiet satisfaction. He was part of something larger, a bridge between humans and another species, proof that quiet courage could inspire trust and respect across galaxies. He closed his eyes, ready for sleep, knowing that he was no longer alone. The journey had been unexpected, challenging, and serious, but it had shown him the truth. Humans were strong, brave, and capable of connection even across the vast reaches of space. He, a simple human engineer, had learned that strength came from honesty, calm courage, and empathy. The joke was over. The serious part of life had begun. And Liam Carter, standing with Sina and Lyra, knew that humans had earned a quiet, enduring respect that no one would forget. He had joked about being alone, but the galaxy now knew otherwise. Humans were not weak. They were powerful in ways no one had expected, and Liam had been the proof. The stars outside continued to shine, steady and eternal, and inside the station, 3 beings, 2 alien twins and 1 human, sat together in quiet trust. Liam smiled faintly and whispered one last thought. We are not alone. Never again.